Get my 6. What's up, everybody? Happy Day of the Dead. Day after All Hallows Eve. You know, if you think you're safe because we've made it past Halloween, we're not. For the next 3 days, the spirits will walk the world before returning to their side of the veil. So continue to get your own 6s when you hear weird, strange sounds. What a beautiful view we have. You see the leaves falling back here. It's not going to be long before they're not even on the trees anymore. Just a glorious day here in Central Virginia, November 1, and it's actually going to get up into the upper 70s today. Isn't that crazy? I love it. So anyway, let's get this out of the way first. Today is our last daily drawing or announcement of the winners of who wins something from Crazy Lakes Woodshed. But it's not going to be the last. Now, we're not going to be doing it daily, and I'm going to explain that here in a minute. But today's winner is from Yuma, Arizona, Jane Brooks. Jane Brooks submitted a few stories here recently, and thank you to everybody who's submitting your stories of your real, true experiences with any or all things paranormal related to the channel. If you've got a story for us, you can submit it to the email address. It's crazylake@mail.com, crazylake@mail.com. Give us your permission to either, use the story in any way we'd like. Sometimes we're going to read them here on the channel. That's going to happen here a little bit later in the week. Sometime we'll consider them for publication in an upcoming True Hauntings volume. Real personal experiences with paranormal, supernatural, cryptids, UFOs, aliens, etc. Jane Brooks mentioned when she submitted her stories that if she were to win, she actually liked the little ghosts I made. I make these. These were made out of recycled lumber I got from pallets that are being thrown away. Cut them down, use my scroll saw and bandsaw and acrylic paints and everything. She said she liked the white ones. And she also mentioned that she liked the pink ones. I made pink ones too, like Pinky for like Pac-Man. She said she would prefer these if she won either of them. Said she liked them both. So guess what, Jane? I'm just going to send them both to you anyway. You get both sets. So there you go. Congratulations, Jane. So did you guys like the stories? Listen, I'm going to do some splaining now. I'm going to do some splaining. And keep sending your stories in because we're going to keep doing some drawings. I was in the Woodshed today, and this is my first ever of making one of these. I'm going to show you what I made, and these are the types of things that we're going to be giving away as prizes going forward to those who submit their stories, give us permission to use them. Check this guy out. Just do it like this. Get my 6. Look at this. A wood cookie snowman made by this guy. Yeah, I made this just this morning. The wood glue holding on the head isn't even all the way dry yet. But you see the face I do with paint pens, Sharpies. I made a little Christmas scarf there out of twine, and it's supported by, I cut strips out of cedar to glue the cookies on, cut them to fit. So this is the type of thing we're going to be giving away going forward. Don't know how regularly we'll do it, once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week. Whenever the spirit moves me, pretty much. So I'll probably list some of this stuff in our Etsy store, where my wife just listed a new fresh batch of peanuts she just cooked yesterday. Been eating peanuts like crazy. They sell out so fast. So anyway, there's that. Okay, splaining time. I told you guys that I was going to read every single story out of this book. I don't care who didn't want to hear the foul language. Don't watch the channel. I'm going to read them anyway because the stories were so wonderful. I believed that they needed to be given their due. And if that's the language it was in, it was the language I used. And I guess it wasn't as bad as I thought. Except for October 8th. Everybody's, what happened October 8th? You gave warnings on your channel's community page all day. You warned us all month. You even put in the title, this video is filled with profanity, Lord's name taken in vain, etc., etc. Listen, guys, honest truth. I read it, I recorded it, and I uploaded it. And I had it scheduled to publish. And every bell and whistle on YouTube that pretty much says, this is not in line with our community guidelines and standards. We're not going to monetize this video. Are you sure you want the world to see this? And I was like, hell yeah, brah, because I wrote it. It was part of my creation. It's a story called Let's Go Sue Somebody. It was originally titled The Unfortunate Demise of the Hillbilly Three. But I did withdraw it. I took it back, and here's why. They didn't monetize it, and I don't work for free. And that's part of something I'm going to talk to you about today as well. But I am proud of myself because I read it. I said every F-bomb, every GD this, every GD that. I talked about all the white trash crap in this story that made the story what it was. And guys, I'm sorry, this isn't an extra way to pitch the book, which you can get with an autograph from our Etsy store. Links in the description box below, or from Amazon with the new shortened link. I'm going to explain that here in a minute too. But you're just going to have to get it and read it, because I don't work for free. And if I'm going to create content, take my time away from my family and other things that I love. No, I do love my job. I'm going to get paid for it. I used to work for free, and I was taken advantage of to the tune of hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not more, and I'm just not going to do it anymore, especially from a social media platform. So that's where that story went, okay? I did read it. I manned up, came out here and said all those bad words, and then took it down when all the alarms on social media. They were going to lock me up under the social media jail, throw away the key. It was terrible. But worse than that is they weren't going to pay me, and I don't work for free. Now, with that said, you've probably noticed lately that I've been pitching plugging some products. Like today, I'm going to tell you this, because this is one of the things we're going to start doing again more here on the channel. I'm wearing my I'd Rather Be Squatching shirt. Now that Halloween's over and October's over and we got all the readings behind us, I am going to get back out there into the potential Bigfoot Sasquatch forest. We're going to be looking for him, her, it, or they. Though I did enjoy all the readings, at times I would have rather been squatching. But I point out this shirt because every time I wear it, and there's another one I wear that has Bigfoot Sasquatch in front of the full moon, and it says World Hide and Seek World Champion. Everybody's always like, where'd you get those shirts? I don't make these. I got these on Amazon for like $16 or $17. And I said that repeatedly in the video, and then people will come back and they're like, where's the link? Well, I'm going to put the links in this video so you can find them. And also, so I get a kickback. Full disclosure here. Here's what's going on. So I was approached by the powers that be. Everybody that watches this channel is smarter than the average bear. It's a proven fact, scientifically proven. If you regularly watch Homesteading Off the Grid, you are more intelligent than most people. Because aside from the crazy, ludicrous antics and stuff that goes on here sometimes, we get pretty deep and we get pretty intelligent. So I know that you will know who the powers that be are, okay? So the powers that be approached me this past summer, and they're like, OMG, we can't believe your channel is so huge. You're closing in on 300,000 subscribers, and we have never helped you, really. I mean, this is all grassroots. You've done it all yourself. We want to help you. We want to help you get to the next level. And I'm thinking, oh, this is great. You know, like Mr. Beast type stuff. I'm going to get 1 million subscribers and they're actually going to watch all the videos instead of the only 18% that actually do. So basically, fast forward, they were trying to get me to do a bunch of lives during which I asked for money by way of super chats, and trying to get me to, in every video, point out that you can support the channel by giving through super chats. And you can. You'll see a little heart sign down there with a dollar sign in it. I have never been opposed to that. I just never did it because it's never been my way of making money. Just about everybody does it. Again, I activated the feature. And it's not because I feel guilty about it. And when I did it a few times this summer, I was guilt shamed by some allegedly long time supporters. Listen, this is a thing. There's one type of support I accept in my life, and there's one type of love I accept in my life, and it's because for many, many years I didn't have boundaries, and I would accept any kind that came to me. But that is called unconditional. Listen, if I ever do anything on this channel that you just don't like, and this applies to many of you are doing this now, just click away. Don't watch. But if you're going to send me an email talking about how you didn't like that particular video I made, or you didn't like that particular subject I talked about, or in the event when I did the super chat things, I had people leaving comments guilt shaming me about how dare I ask for money. You can go forth and consume a satchel full of Richards. See what that is? That's smarter than the average bear, right? Listen to me slowly. You'll know what this means. Old English. Go forth and consume a satchel full of Richards. Okay? That's not unconditional support. That's conditional support. That's your way of saying, hey, I like you and support you as long as you make the kind of content I want and as long as you earn your income to support your family in the way in which I approve. I don't approve of super chat, so all of a sudden you're on my do-do list. No, that's not why I don't push the super chats. It has to do with two reasons. Number one, it's just a way that I was brought up, and it's a way I believe. I just don't think anybody is deserving of anything for free other than life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, which is defined in the Constitution. I do believe that. But I'm talking about as far as material type stuff, monetary stuff, even food and water. Listen, I've just always been a lifelong believer that a man that doesn't work is a man that shouldn't eat. If you're hungry, you go out there and you do something to earn the money to buy your bread or to buy your water, or you grow it, you raise it, you hunt it, you dispatch it. You got to watch your language on social media anymore. You guys know what dispatch means. You're smarter than the average bear. I mean, you watch Homesteading off the grid. Handouts. And now there are people who need help. All of us need help at times, but for most of us, the times in which we need help is temporary. And I know a lot of people say this is cliche and they don't think it's possible. I call bullshit because I've done it. There comes a time when in life when you need to reach down, grab your bootstraps and pull yourself up by them. Work boots, i.e. work boots. Get out there and do some work and stop looking for handouts. Stop being a sociopath. Stop trying to manipulate people into doing everything for you so you don't have to do for yourself. The book, you notice there were so many, and I even asked a question during one of the readings, why am I giving beta males such hell in some of these stories, like in the Shooter's Manifesto, the one about Uncle Gimpy mooching off the woman who had money, deadbeat, wouldn't do anything. You know, it's because I see so much of it around me, and it's sickening. It's sickening, and it would sicken me to become part of that. So that's the long version of why I just don't push the super chats. Well, and that's the long version as to why we don't go live every week and say, oh, hey, happy to see you. We're going to answer questions live. Oh, by the way, send some super chats. And people have done that, and we've always said thank you, and we have always been appreciative of that. But I've just always felt that if I want to earn money to take care of my family, well, I need to do just that. I need to earn it. So, and I'm not judging anybody that does the super chats, but I never have been, nor will I ever be an e-beggar, because money never has been, nor will it ever be my God. And I'm getting into that here in a minute too. So I've always thought of creative ways, and usually in the past, AdSense revenues generated just from views and watch time and all that has always been sufficient for me here on YouTube. So I didn't need to go the extra mile and do all these extra things, all these extra bells and whistles that the Gen Zers do that I don't even understand. And one of the things I've gotten into recently, because it was always a hobby I wanted to pursue but never did, and that was the woodwork. You know, making the stuff like this. This is my first wood cookie snowman, and Dearly gets this. She gets the prototypes of everything. Every time I make something, she gets the first, and she keeps it on her desk or somewhere. But I figured, I could make these and sell them on Etsy. And that way, our viewers aren't just giving me handouts. They're getting something in return. Every time they buy a book, they get something in return. And by the way, Jane Brooks, who won the Ghost, I wanted to point out to you that your stories are going to be some of the first stories in the upcoming True Hauntings Volume 3. You're like, wait, Volume 3? Volume 2's not even out. The hell it's not. Have you checked your Amazon account? True Hauntings Volume 2 is now available in Kindle, and within 24 hours of you seeing this video, if not by the time you see this video, it's there in print too on Amazon. You can get it from the link where you can get all my books. That's how many stories are coming in. And there again, I bring that up now because that's work I've done, be it creating all of the content out of my mind, taking 2 years to do it, or editing all the stories that are being sent in, taking 2 to 3 hours a day to do that until the product is complete. I've done the work, so I've earned the money, and it's never bothered me. And I always feel better about that than saying super chat me, which you can. I'm not trying to talk you out of it. The problem is this whole woodworking thing, it's turned out I'm not that good at it, or at least people can't appreciate my creativity. And I'm going to show you an example here. I got this guy. This is what I call a post-Halloween decoration. Look at this guy. His name's Flatface. He's on our Etsy store. Nobody wants him. Let me tell you about the ingenious creativity behind this. I carved this with my my carving knives, and I'll have a link in the description box for those. It's Flex Star, Flex something, Flexi Cut, Flex. Yeah. So this is black cherry, wild black cherries, you can see. And it just, I saw this, I carved this face out of the raw piece of wood because I saw it in there and it wanted out. You know what flat face is? Flat face is the way all of your jack-o'-lanterns are going to look in another week. They just smush, they melt down. So that's why it looks like that. It's called flat face. Flex cut knives, that's what they are. I got flex cut knives, 3-piece set. They're wonderful. I do this stuff. But listen, we're not living in the same economic times we were even just like 9 months ago when I got into the wood carving projects and stuff. We are in like a near catastrophic worldwide recession. I mean, gas prices are creeping back up to $4. Inflation's over 9%. I think Social Security disability is getting ready to get like a almost 10% increase next year, the largest in history, because so many of the folks watching here live on, I know what my demographics are, living on fixed income, largely Social Security, either disability or Social Security retirement, and they don't have an extra $20 to buy flat face. It's not because they don't want to support me and they don't want to support the channel. So this brings us to a conundrum. Now listen, is the answer to the conundrum? Well, listen to the powers that be and go out there, go live and beg for super chats or beg for super chat. No, not at all. Because if you don't have the money to buy flat face, in which you at least get something in return for your money, you certainly don't have the money to give away. The problem is, and I'm going to tell you a story I've told before, I know you'll do it anyway, because you like me and you want to support the channel. You want to support my family. Listen, I delivered mail. It was the worst civilian job I've ever had in my life. The only thing that was harder was serving in Iraq. And given the choice, I think I'd rather go back to Iraq than to be a postal deliverer in Charlottesville, Virginia. Again. But I remember when I did that, and I did a different neighborhood every day. I was a city carrier's assistant. That was one of the frustrations with it. You never got to like really memorize a neighborhood because the next day you were filling in for whatever long-term deadbeat employee they had who calls off sick every other day and can't lose their job because they've got such a strong union that supports the shitbags but makes sure that the actual hard workers do all the work. So every neighborhood I found has that one little old lady or that one little old man whose heart is way bigger than their bank account. And I found this out because they would get a pile of mail this big every day from support the baby seals, support the pink dolphins, support the pollinators, just anybody that asked them for support, they would just give money to. And I know that would be the case here if I were to push the super chats, and I'm just not going to do that in good conscience. So people don't have the excess discretionary income is what it's called. Money you have available after you've bought what you need, your necessities, paid your bills, your rent, your mortgage, your utilities, your food, medications, toiletries, whatnot. There's just nothing left to buy the flat faces of the world on my Etsy store, the link of which is in the description box below, because of this recession, because of gas prices. I mean, people are literally, there are people, and I've tried to get my wife to understand this. She doesn't understand this so much. Let me tell you, these low-income jobs, there are people literally this past summer, especially when gas prices were averaging $5 a gallon, there were people spending more money to put gas in their cars to go to their low-income jobs than their low-income jobs were paying them. But they had to do it. They had to do this and wait out that gas price nonsense till they started coming back down, or they would lose those low-income jobs if they didn't. They were working hard every day to end up in a losing situation. And most of them knew it, especially if they watch this channel, because the folks that watch this channel are smarter than the average bear. That's disastrous. That's terrible. That's sad. So I'm not going to, this is the ultimatum. You're seeing the title. The ultimatum was, because here's what happens. And I'm not surprised. I'm just surprised it took this long. I've been working in social media for 12 years. And no matter what the platform is, it's a relationship of you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. I was scratching my own back. You guys were helping. You got us to almost 300,000 subscribers and up to 5 million views a month, and living the fantasy life beyond our dreams, which I talked about in, with the last story in the book. What do you think of that one, huh? The haunted pen? That shiznit is true, brah. Yeah, we're living the dream, and it's because of viewers like you, and we appreciate that. But, well, I'm not e-bagging, and so the suppression has begun. What that is that's where the social media platforms limit the views you get. They'll make sure that your subscribers are not sent notifications when you make a video. And this happens on any and every social media platform. We dealt with it on Facebook years ago when we were content providers there. So here was the new conundrum. Well, is it time to politely bow out here and spend the next 6 months rebuilding ourselves? Because we've done it before. We used to be top content creators on Facebook, and then Mark Zuckerberg swung the axe, so we came over here to YouTube, and now we've been doing it here. So I thought, well, should I do Instagram? Should I do whatever is out there? And I thought no, because guys, I'm going to be 49 in 28 days. This month's my birthday. I'm close to 50, and I just don't want to start over again. So I'm staying here. I'm not changing the name of the channel. It's going to be called Homesteading Off the Grid until I croak. At which time it'll be passed down to my son. He'll take it over on top of whatever channels he's got going on at the time. But here's what I'm going to do. I signed up just 3 days ago to become an Amazon associate. So that's where, I think I pitched my watch one morning after a run just to try it, see if it would work. I was amazed at how many of you clicked on that link and bought watches. Thank you. So the next day I was like, well, I'm drinking my coffee out of this thermos. Let's pitch the thermos. Went over the page on Amazon where you can buy the thermos. That's where I bought the thermos, and I got some of the features about it. Pitched it. Even more of you bought the thermos. So the fact is, this works, and I feel good about this, and here's why. Not only, do you get something out of it, like the shirt you're always asking about, and I get a small commission. It's 4% on most items. That's how it works. And you got to have you've got to have a social media presence where you get at least 500,000 views or more every month, and we blow way past that. So we're doing it. And it's not that every video I make is going to be all about pitching products. I mean, I'm not going to come out here and say, yeah, you can tell I shaved. I got, baby smooth skin because I actually shaved using my Gillette Mach 3 razor. I've been using this for 30 years because it's the best, and I use Edge Gel. I mean, I'm not going to come out here and do that in every video. That's just an example, and sure, I'll put the links in there so you can buy that stuff too, if you want to look like that. And, since we're talking about toiletries, I do buy my Old Spice deodorant in bulk, like in 6-packs at a time, because I hate running out of stuff. I live 30 minutes out of town. I hate going to the store anyway. I mean, if I go to the store, that's an hour's worth of driving right there. So I've, and they got free delivery on this stuff. And with this shortage in products on shelves at stores anyway, because the supply chain is all backed up, you might go to the store to get some of this stuff and it's not there anyway. So I like to get it on Amazon, get it in bulk. What I do is when I open my last stick of deodorant, I know it's going to last me 6 weeks. I go ahead and buy the next 6-pack so I never run out. I don't hoard and I don't prep. I just prepare. You know what I mean? Okay. So this is what I'm going to do. And this is where, if you actually do click on these links and get this stuff, it's stuff you're going to use. And so I'm not going to be taking advantage of, the little old cat ladies out there who are sweethearts and who send $2 to the Pollinators Club and the Pink Dolphins Club. I'm going to benefit the little old cat ladies by pitching them Swiffers. Like this Swiffer, look at this. We got ours on Amazon. It's like, well, it's not really telescopic because you have to put it together. But you put it together, it comes in a cute little box. and it works. We've had this one for the last couple of years. Dearly loves this because, as you know, this makes mopping obsolete. Man, who wants to mop? You may as well go out and cut and split stack firewood yourself. But you put these things together, and then we get our replacement packs on there. Buy these in bulk. You know, if the box gets, we buy them in 3 packs, I think. But once we open the last box, and we buy 3 more boxes. And if you're an Amazon Prime member, you know, you get free shipping, and it's usually at your house the next day or maybe the day after. So this is the type of stuff I'm going to link in the videos from time to time. Going to put something in there because I'm comfortable here, but I'm not going to start e-bagging. I'm not going to, oh, okay, you're hurting me with the suppression. And they claim not to do it. They all claim not to do it. They say, well, no, people just don't like your videos anymore. Bull caca. That's not true. It's called suppression. So, you know, and again, and I've been making fun of them, but it's also true that the vertically challenged individuals who live under bridges have been saying for years, I needed to get a job if all I do is make these videos and blah, 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 blah. It's a job, brah. I mean, I actually did look at the Amazon warehouse stuff. And it's not because we're getting destitute. It's not because we're getting to the point where it's like, oh no, got to get a job. It's just every now and then I'm like, why are these people always saying I need a job? I work. It's just not the type of work they do. And the thought of getting in my car and going anywhere because I'm so far out of town and coming back with gas prices and time and just being away from my family. But, you know, they had a point. I got a job, you know, I got a job. And so this is my job. Every now and then we have a video. Well, probably like every video, I'll pitch something. So I'll put the links to all this stuff in there. This is something cool I learned about this Amazon affiliate program. Thank you to whoever bought the gloves I haven't pitched and the undergarments I haven't pitched. If you actually click on one of these links in the description box below and go look at that and say, well, you know, I don't really want that Swiffer, but I've been meaning to come to Amazon and buy that other thing, whatever that other thing is, and you go there, having come to Amazon from my YouTube channel, I'm getting credit for that too. So it's like, now, I want to answer this final question. You're probably saying, God, Crazy Lake, why haven't you been doing this for years? You could be sitting on bags of money right now. True. And Dearly, my beautiful bride, aka Giggly Girl, she has mentioned to me off and on throughout the last few years. She's like, you know, you should just do that. Especially when I have recommended products like the Sunjo hydraulic log splitter, made some videos on that. My bandsaws, the stuff I use to make this kind of stuff. I made videos on some of that stuff where I've shown people how to use it, unboxing like the pole saw where we cut the limbs on the trees. Because I like those products and I feel like I got my money's worth for them and I wanted to share that information with you. I never put the links in those because I didn't care and I didn't want to sign up for the program because money never has been and it never will be my God. And we just didn't need it. But I'm going to go start putting the links to those in there now because rather than, I guess, beg from you, I'd rather just get paid for the work I'm doing. And in line with why I took October 18th story out of this, I don't work for free. I guess I kind of have been working for free for Amazon anyway, doing some of this product pitching because they're products I've enjoyed that have worked well for me. So I guess maybe it's time I start getting paid from them. So that's what's going on there. And I do want to note something that Jane Brooks mentioned in one of her stories she submitted. Really creepy story about bringing a haunted artifact into her house. It'll be in True Volumes or True Hauntings Volume 3. You'll get to read about it, and I'll maybe read it on the channel. I'm not jading. J-A-D-E. Remember that. That means that's when you're justifying, arguing, defending, or explaining why you're doing something you're doing or why you believe a certain way you do. I spent 40 years doing that, and I refuse to do it now. This has not been a video about jading. This has been an open disclosure, full disclosure video to those of you who support me, support the channel, because I believe you have every right to know what's going on. And I just feel like I want to keep you in the loop. I mean, I'm only here because of you. I only continue to be here because of you. So I just want to let you know what's going on. I haven't been able to talk to you about much of anything the past month because we've been reading these stories. So with October done, it's time to start getting out in the woods and squatching. It's time to start doing some firewood videos, maybe some family videos. Got to get my son in some videos. He's so big. I shared the Sunjo log splitter video on the community page today that we made 4 years ago. This kid is up to here on me now. In that video, he's up to my waist. He's bigger than his mom now. So I just got to get some more of this family stuff on here. Because what we enjoy doing is going back and watching videos from 4 or 5 years ago going, oh my God. I can't believe it. Like all these trees in this meadow that's reforesting, that was a field. We can't believe that, but mostly the sun. and how my beautiful bride dearly, aka Giggly Girl, has not aged, and about how much I have. Whew, crazy. So again, if you've got any stories, paranormal related, true stories, submit them to the channel, crazylake@mail.com. Don't know how often we will be doing the drawings. A lot of it's going to depend upon how frequently I get into the woodshed and make these kind of things. It's just one example. You know, I've got a bunch of the Bigfoot Sasquatch Christmas ornaments we made in years past on cedar already made up. They're on our Etsy store, but I could give away some of those. So just keep sending your stories. And again, you go to Amazon and look for volume 2. I know it's out as of this recording in Kindle, which means within 24 years of the time I made this video, it'll be out in print as well. I'll probably order a few copies, maybe a couple dozen in print, so we can ship them out from the Etsy store with autographs and stuff. So if you're waiting on that, just go ahead and hold off a week or so. So this video has been about a little bit of everything. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed your Halloween. Hope you really enjoyed the October nights. I got to get back down there and get to writing. I think they're. What do you think? Should we make a part 3? Well, it takes about 2 to 3 years to make one of these. So I guess I better get down there and get to it. See you for more next time.